Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies, and I think this will be the last story of Scott and his retirement and my quick hitter for 2021. We'll see. I think I'm going to do my final thoughts at the end of this one rather than a whole separate video, just because usually I keep these down a little shorter. I'd rather not get to 8, so we'll stay at 7. This one is called the Sidewalk Pooper. Sorry, or the public pooper. It depends. I like the sidewalk pooper. It implies public. We'll get to that in a second. It's the last thing we probably did that was story worthy. And I was mad, and Scott's like, that's a story. So this is a whiskey of which I know nothing. We're going to blindly nose it. Wow. It's actually a little neutral. First I thought Scotch, but then I didn't get the malted barley and I thought I was getting more corn. Oh no, that's going to be bourbon. But I think it's bourbon. We'll see. Ooh. Ooh, with some rye. Yeah, I'm getting sweet caramel corn finish. It's like young. Whatever this is, it tastes young. Oh yeah, it's all kinds of like caramel corn or even kettle corn finish. Felt like it got a rye kicker at the front. I'm all over this rye on this series. God, yeah. If it wasn't for the finish, I could even confuse myself thinking this is a rye. But this caramel corn and then moving sweeter into caramel or kettle corn, that's what happens with a lot of bourbons for me, that very nice sweet finish. It feels young and maybe a little bit higher proof, 51, 52, maybe. Water tamed down a little bit of that front end open. I still get the rye notes, but it gave me a little bit of cola or even root beer barrel. Let's see what this is. Four Roses again. Four Roses limited edition, 2014 small batch, 55.9. Not far off on my ABV pick. And I don't remember anything about the limited edition from 2014 small batch, but I like the Four Roses with the heavier rye in them. I suspect this has exactly that. Love the Four Roses with the high rise. So what is the Sidewalk Pooper? Goodness. As many cities do, we have a homeless problem. It's mostly mental health issues. Boy, do I wish that there was enough funding to have state-run hospitals. I believe a lot of folks need help if they could be given their shots, schizophrenia, bipolar, whatever, and they were stabilized by a medical doctor, psychologist. I think they would live much better lives. I don't think we're doing any favors by just putting them out on the street. That's for the ones that have medical or mental problems that I think would benefit tremendously from being in supervised care. I know it's expensive, but it's necessary. You combine those mental health problems with alcohol and drug addiction, and oh my Lord, it's terrible. Whatever way we can fund hospitals to take care of these folks. I wish Antabuse worked or something where you could have, a patch that if you drank alcohol and you were going to drink a gallon of vodka, that as soon as you tasted the alcohol, you got sick or something. I don't know. Here I am talking on a whiskey show, but these poor folks they're drinking, mouthwash to get alcohol. It's just sad. So, I'm not sure this one individual's problem. I do believe he was schizophrenic, and we got him some mental health care. So he voluntarily went to go get an exam and see if he could get some services. So that's good. But we're driving to one of our old restaurants we used to frequent all the time in 1996. It's on a Broadway street, a main street in the city. And it's a very nice restaurant, and it has memories for us. So we're headed there. But with the homeless issues in many cities, you've got more of it. And as we're driving, I couldn't quite tell what I was seeing. What I was kind of seeing from the passenger seat was I was being mooned, but I couldn't quite tell due to the position. I wasn't sure what I was looking at. It was bizarre. And then I believe I saw what I will just call a cylinder that was on exit. And I was like, what the hell? So I told Bruno, and we actually went to the parking lot of the restaurant we were going to pull into, and we pulled around the back, and we just waited for the guy to walk down to us, and then we made contact. And when we got out, first I saw him kind of wiping his hand on a fence. And I was thinking, we don't want to touch this guy. I think he's got poop on his hands. But we came up and said, hey, man, we saw you pooping on the sidewalk over there. You can't be doing that in public. And he said, quote, it's my first commandment right. and I can do it. And then one of us said, that's not the commandment. The commandment doesn't say, thou shalt poop where thou shalt wish. And he says, it's biological. I can do it wherever I want. I'm like, no, you can't. That's exactly not what you can do. You can't just do it wherever you want. Some officers showed up, knew the individual. We wanted to go see if we could even, I swore I saw cylinder action, but we could not find the evidence. Bruno said maybe did what did he say? A poop and scoop, where he just whoop and threw it. But we came back, told them, hey, don't be doing any public pooping. And we took and got him some mental care. Now, the whole restaurant was seeing us talk to him, and he was fairly agitated and animated. And we did not tell him why the stop had occurred. But I remember before we went in, I told Bruno, I don't think I can eat now. And he's like, yes, we can. We're cops. He said, that's what we do. We can see that and still go eat. They're not actually connected to each other. I was like, good point. They're not. But it was still, even I didn't want to see that. I was like, God dang, come on. So the poop and scoop, or the poop and toss. I think he called it the poop and toss. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. So we're going to end that story here. I'll sip on this Four Roses a little more. I'll just tell you, it was an interesting thing for me to have someone that I've worked with who taught me many police philosophies that I used throughout my career. First of all, perfect partner match. We rode together for 6 months, and we've been friends for 26 years. Awesome. A big reason for this show is because we weren't working in the same area. Well, we were when we first started, I think. The first idea was about us spending time together, regardless of if we were working together. And we already had a chemistry, so it was ready to go. And it's just interesting when you can look back and examine that whole cycle. I still find it funny that he's, I ended up being the kicker. So that's a reference to one of the other stories. But retirement's an interesting thing because ever since I've been here, he had been on the department. He was a constant, a stable constant. So, I could bounce work stuff off, or you won't believe this crazy thing, or this supervisor, or this officer, or whatever. And I'm trying not to do that now, but every once in a while I'll still call him and just kind of riff, or hey, you won't believe this or that. And I don't know if he likes that or not, but whatever. So retirement, that was definitely his retirement. That was like the big thing. I was like, huh, especially since we'd been working in the same area for like 4 months. We were working in the same office, almost the same hours. So it was kind of nice to end the career that way too. So, but it's been a wonderful run so far. I'm still on the job. He's off, but it was great times, and we're still able to hang out. We're still able to hang out on the show. And that is what he looked like way back when. So, Scotch It, you Scotch gods. It's been a great year, 2021. I know there's been rough things around, but spending time with you guys and your comments has been awesome. And hopefully you've appreciated these blind quick hitters and these like legacy stories of Scott and I's, Scott and our relationship. I don't know, that's goofy. Scotch It, you Scotch gods. Scotch It, dummies. See you guys.